Magistrate's here. I got those other two guys waiting upstairs.
Join them.
Well, there goes the Reverend. That was honestly the most humane thing to do, honestly, because he was suffering. He didn't even know where he was or what he was doing.
Things are in the saddle, Al.
Oh,
Tell
God.
me what you mean upstairs, huh?
I think he's going to kill him up there. But why is Al so emotional about the Reverend? I get it's sad, but he seems overly emotional, like it's connecting to something.
Your employee and his butler. Adams bore you my message to try fucking you some.
And here he is in your office.
I figured I'd catch up with you here.
Do you no longer serve his interests? Is what he seems to wonder, wherever his allegiance may lay. Now, be that as it may, Magistrate, living as we all do in doubt, please proceed.
General Crook's at the point of making a decision whether to garrison some number of soldiers here or to leave the camp to find its own way. General Crook has come to trust me and rely on my counsel exclusively. The appropriate gesture made by you toward me would lead me to dissuade the general, namely the incident in Chicago.
You have the document of inquiry from Chicago?
The murder warrant. Yes, Al, I do.
On your person?
Yes. Make the appropriate gesture, and the constable hand of the past will no longer weigh upon you.
What man couldn't that be said about?
Oh! I kind of figured, but I thought maybe he talked his way out of it slightly. Didn't work.
Be happy to give you this paper. You take that fucking gun off me.
Yeah. And give him $2,000. Both of them. Look at Doherty.
His money and effects are yours.
That don't count towards the 2,000.
Exactly.
No, I still owe you the 2.
And they have consummated their business deal. His wife and kid are probably rolling up right now.
Crook's troops are mustering. I didn't think your father would have to travel so soon.
I don't begrudge him an uncomfortable journey.
Who's
He
that?
passed.
Oh, the Reverend. Now he's going to think he prayed for it and it came true.
Bring him inside. You wily cocksucker, huh? Waited till I got him off the sled. You gonna probe in his noggin now to see what went amiss?
No, not tonight. Tonight I plan to drink in.
Announcing your plans. It's a good way to hear God laugh.
It's hilarious to me that they just carry bodies all over the place. I don't know why he's saving her father. I feel like he's going to come back.
Act on the request yet.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a busy night.
Unless he wants to just make it look like he cares. Maybe that's his angle. Maybe he wants to make it look like I tried.
See, this man gets a shot.
He's helping the docket drunk. See, Al is caring about everybody. Oh, look, it works.
How you doing?
No stiffness or numbness.
Oh my God. That's so nice. It worked.
It'll give you a shine.
Is he going to hook up with Jewel or something?
How do you feel? It's a goddamn question.
I feel good.
Oh, good. Crook's forces in full retreat.
Taking Mrs. Garrett's father with him.
Up and about so quick.
He's slung over a mule.
Alive is my point. Doherty gave me to understand you just as soon as seen him dead.
If that man comes back to the camp, he'd be my problem to deal with.
The way you and Hickok dealt with Ned Mason.
No. I'll be the fucking sheriff.
You have the tin?
I do.
Produce it. On the tit.
On the tit.
I know where it goes.
I mean, regardless, he's pretty fucked up. Bullock wailed on him. Uh-oh. They're showing us everybody. Is this the end? They're literally going down the line showing us every major character. Yeah, this guy.
You know, I've never spoken to her once since she'd come to camp. You reckon that's another reason not to kill her, old man, besides whatever's going on between the two of you.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Anyways.
It's the reverse.
Sheriff.
He became sheriff so they don't kill the father. I'm an idiot.
I'm gonna walk past that bloodstain that mysteriously appeared and go oversee my business interests. Take your time.
Is she looking like, why are you over there? Because now it looks like he's working with Swearingen. Oh, is she going to play like little games with him? Little flirty games? Flashing some boobies? Oh, and the doc is dancing with her, and her brace works. That is the greatest part of the whole episode. Now, this was a good episode.
Say I'm as nimble as a forest creature.
You're as nimble as a forest creature.
No, say it about yourself.
I'm as nimble as a forest creature.
Can't be too much time left. I think that might be it, guys. Well, that's it, guys. That was the finale of Deadwood. Very good. Didn't have like a huge cliffhanger. They basically lined everything up for next season. I was so wrapped up in wanting Mrs. Garrett's father to die that I wasn't paying attention to what obviously was going on. The reason Bullock became sheriff wasn't so they'd kill him. It was so they'd back off. I thought that was a little odd in the beginning. I'm like, why would he even need to say that? If they kill him, he won't come back. I totally wasn't paying attention. It was my bad, but I picked up on it pretty quick. That would also explain why he was over there with Swearingen. Because he could say, I had to go over there and basically convince him to not kill your father, because he could still play off the angle that Swearingen is the reason her husband's dead. But her father has to be one of the most biggest pieces of shits ever. Then Joni comes in and says how her father basically whored her out to everyone in town and also sexually molested her. So Jesus Christ, I know things were different back then, but talk about evil people. That's just evil, crazy shit. Like, I don't care what time it is. I don't care if women didn't have rights back then or what. Like, what would possess you to molest your own daughter and whore her out? Like, that's some evil, crazy shit. Worse so than Mrs. Garrett. Then you see the magistrate rolls into town with the cavalry, and then Mr. Adams shows up. I started thinking what Swearingen thought. I started thinking Mr. Adams is there to double-cross him, and that's why the magistrate's there, and this is all pre-planned. Swearingen brought it to their attention, but it really wasn't the case. Mr. Adams just happened to roll up knowing the magistrate would probably be rendezvousing there, I guess, and he did come through with Swearengen's deal. He got $2,000 to kill the magistrate. He also had the warrant for Swearingen on him, so I'm willing to bet they took that. I don't know where they stand on the whole warrant thing. Like the guy said, you can kill me. It ain't going to make the warrant go away. It'll just prolong it, I guess. So I don't know, though. It seems like no one gives a shit about his warrant except the magistrate because he was using it as a blackmail tactic. So now I feel like things will work a little easier with that. The whole thing with the cavalry was very weird. The guy that was leading them was trying to be bought by Psy so he could have like a militia. He was saying he'll give him 50,000 in gold. So we now know that Psy has a ridiculous amount of money saved up. $50,000 and he wants to buy a militia. Why? So that he could strong arm everyone into doing whatever the fuck he says. Clearly Psy is going long term and coming up with some elaborate plan, spending tons of money to secure his spot in Deadwood, I guess. But that dude, I do not know what is going on with him. He is evil on another level, like Hitler status, where Swearingen is like evil, but he like still is a good guy and tries to be nice. Like he basically killed the Reverend. No one else was willing to. Everyone knew it had to happen, but he's the guy that always does it because he is strong enough to do so. He was telling Johnny in the room, he's like, do you have what it takes to squeeze the life out of someone? He does it all the time, and you could see it bothers him. He had a weird attachment to the Reverend. He was getting very emotional in the last episode, very emotional in this episode. I'm willing to bet that it had some kind of connection to his life. I don't know if they said it and I missed it or I didn't pick up on it, or if it's coming up in the future, or it's just something you're supposed to just assume. It looks like Swearingen gives like Trixie a little look at the end there, but then Trixie's like not so sure where his head's at. We see Jewel and the doctor having a nice little dance. The brace seems to have worked, but maybe she's lying, but it seems like she's happy, and that was a nice little moment they had. Both of them are sweet characters. I like that the doctor doesn't let himself get bullied all the time, but sometimes he pushes a little too far, but it seems like he's good. Doherty in this episode, I thought of him as like the bumbling fool kind of guy that just does everything Swearingen says, but he is little by little showing that he is smarter than he looks, and he had the shotgun on the ground. When he had the guns aimed on the guy, I was like, obviously he's probably got him covered, but then he had a second gun on the ground. The dude is slick. So I definitely like Doherty. He's a cool guy. In this, even the good aren't really great. Like we see Bullock is probably one of the best guys in the show, and even he does crooked shit just to get one by. We also saw that Stapleton lasted as sheriff for less than an episode, and the bartender owner picked up on it quick that he made a mistake. He was like, go fuck yourself, I should have never did this, because he shot Wu's guy. Then Wu ran to Swearingen, but Swearingen doesn't want to get involved every time something happens, especially with the Chinese, because eventually everyone's going to look at him like he's turning on his own people. Even though it's fucked up, he still has to like play ball, and he's not a great guy to begin with. So obviously he's going to take the route of lesser evils. But very cool show. I don't want to talk too much in this though, so if I missed anything, talk about it in the comments. But that was the finale, guys. Loved it. Comments down below. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.